Joel Osteen, one of America's most prominent pastors, built a global empire from faith, charisma, and media savvy. Leading Lakewood Church, which fills a former NBA arena with 50,000 worshipers every weekend, he has amassed an estimated $150 million through sermons, book sales, speaking tours, and broadcasts. His message of prosperity and hope has attracted millions, translating faith into a promise of abundance, health, and happiness. Yet beneath the bright lights and polished image, cracks have begun to appear. From financial mysteries and scandals to public controversies and safety failures, Osteen now faces questions that challenge not only his leadership, but also the perception of mega-churches in America. The story is more than headlines. It is a reflection of power, trust, and accountability in modern faith. Lakewood Church, a mega-church phenomenon. Lakewood Church is unlike most places of worship. Its home, a converted Houston Rockets arena, seats 16,000, and across 4 services each weekend, 50,000 people gather. The scale is staggering, with thousands more tuning in via broadcasts that reach over 100 countries. Joel Osteen's sermons, translated into multiple languages, echo in homes, prisons, and hospital rooms, offering comfort and promise. The church's digital presence amplifies this reach, with millions streaming services online, sharing clips, and purchasing books in global markets. Lakewood operates like a hybrid of a sports franchise and a media company, combining entertainment, messaging, and revenue streams. Its influence is measured not just in souls saved, but in attendance numbers, viewership, and financial impact. Behind the spectacle, the church's reach extends far beyond Houston, shaping faith experiences worldwide. The prosperity gospel and its appeal. Joel Osteen's message focuses on hope, positivity, and personal success, rather than traditional teachings of sin and repentance. Known as the prosperity gospel, this approach resonates deeply with audiences who seek encouragement and tangible rewards for faith. By promising abundance, financial gain, and well-being, Osteen taps into the American dream, presenting faith as a tool for achievement rather than restriction. This formula has made him a publishing powerhouse, with over 20 million books sold worldwide, offering guides on translating belief into personal gain. While followers embrace the uplifting message, critics argue it prioritizes wealth over spiritual integrity. Osteen's style, careful, polished, and affirming, has become the foundation for Lakewood's rise, highlighting the tension between modern faith as inspiration and faith as commerce, wealth, influence, and public scrutiny. While Joel Osteen claims no salary from Lakewood Church, his wealth comes from book royalties, speaking fees, and licensing deals. Critics argue that this financial empire raises questions about priorities and the commercialization of faith. The church itself operates on a massive budget, yet transparency is limited. Annual reports and internal audits remain largely private, accessible primarily to the Osteen family. This concentration of power and financial control within a small inner circle, Joel and Victoria Osteen, their children and close associates, creates vulnerabilities, drawing scrutiny from the public, journalists, and fellow religious leaders. For followers, the message of faith and prosperity continues to inspire. For skeptics, the financial secrecy and lack of oversight highlight a potential imbalance between spiritual mission and personal enrichment. Controversies and public image challenges. Lakewood Church's public image has faced several significant challenges. During the 2017 Houston floods, the church remained largely inaccessible while residents suffered, sparking outrage after photos of dry parking lots contradicted official statements. Social media amplified public frustration, questioning whether the church prioritized optics over genuine aid. Similarly, in 2021, nearly $600,000 in cash and checks, linked to a 2014 theft, were discovered hidden inside church walls. Forensic accountants and the public questioned how such a sum could remain undiscovered for years. Legal controversies, including an unauthorized use of a celebrity image in marketing materials, further fueled doubts about transparency and accountability. These incidents expose gaps between Lakewood's projected generosity and operational realities, raising concerns about ethics, management, and the responsibilities of mega-churches to their communities. Security failures and safety concerns. In February 2024, Lakewood Church faced a violent security crisis when a woman entered the sanctuary armed with an AR-15 rifle and her young son, wounding 2 people before police intervened. The incident highlighted critical lapses in safety protocols, including gaps in volunteer screening, limited bag checks, and reliance on off-duty police officers rather than trained security teams. Families directly affected experienced trauma, anger, and fear, emphasizing that operational oversight in mega-churches extends beyond finances to life and death responsibilities. The situation forced public reflection on the intersection of faith, scale, and accountability. When a church operates at the level of a sports arena, the stakes rise exponentially, and failures in planning or security can leave lasting scars on congregants and the broader community. Financial secrecy and concentrated control. Lakewood Church's budget exceeds $90 million annually, yet independent audits are absent. The Osteen family maintains control over donations, spending decisions, and internal governance. Joel and Victoria Osteen serve as co-pastors. Their children hold key positions, and outsiders, including donors, journalists, and long-term members, have limited access to financial data. This tight control centralizes authority, but also creates potential risks if leadership falters or scandals intensify. Critics argue that stewardship, often cited as a moral principle by the church, becomes a slogan rather than a transparent practice. The lack of oversight leaves unanswered questions about accountability, proper management, and the ethical obligations of large religious institutions operating with substantial public contributions. Leadership dependence and succession risks. Lakewood Church's structure relies heavily on Joel Osteen's personal brand. The empire's success, from attendance to global donations, is tied to his visibility, voice, and charisma. Nonprofit experts warn that if he steps down or his credibility diminishes, revenue could drop by as much as 70%, and the organization may struggle to maintain cohesion. Succession is uncertain because the ministry is built around loyalty to the leader rather than established governance systems. While family members could attempt to fill the void, history shows that charismatic founders are difficult to replace. The risk extends to employees, suppliers, and satellite ministries, all dependent on the continuous flow of funds linked directly to Joel Osteen's persona. The church's resilience is thus inherently fragile, vulnerable to leadership crises and shifts in public trust. Public accountability and ethical responsibility. Mega-churches like Lakewood face a unique tension between faith-based trust and corporate-scale accountability. Millions of congregants follow Osteen without question, trusting his message and stewardship of resources. However, growing scrutiny, from financial gaps to public controversies, has exposed the importance of transparency and independent oversight. Scholars and theologians suggest that moral authority is compromised when institutions resist scrutiny, creating vulnerabilities that extend beyond individual scandals. For donors, members, and observers, the challenge lies in balancing respect for faith with insistence on ethical management. Ultimately, accountability is not just an internal matter. It is essential for maintaining trust and integrity in institutions that wield cultural, spiritual, and financial influence. Conclusion. Joel Osteen's journey reflects the rise and challenges of modern megachurches. His charisma, message of hope, and media-savvy approach have created a vast empire, reaching millions worldwide. Yet, the controversies surrounding financial secrecy, public scandals, safety failures, and concentrated control highlight vulnerabilities inherent in organizations tied so closely to a single individual. The real test for Lakewood Church and similar institutions will be accountability, resilience, and the willingness of communities to demand transparency. In an era where faith intersects with influence, money, and power, the story of Joel Osteen serves as a cautionary tale about leadership, ethics, and the complex responsibilities of guiding not only congregations, but the public conscience.